This is a birthday surprise worth thousands of euros. It's based on a remote island in a Swedish lake, and everybody knows what's going on apart from Alvin. The real surprise doesn't even happen until this afternoon, but here's a clue about what's involved. This is Alvin. He's now 18, but when we started planning for this mega surprise 2 years ago, he was just 16. Since then, this teenager has been very active on a Scandinavian Facebook page specialising in Victron Energy.
I saw this guy who was answering all the Victron questions that people had. He's extremely useful for us, because he have a lot of knowledge, and I think he will work with this kind of things in the future. And he actually called himself a Victron nerd. And as you know, we love nerds at Victron Energy,
So we decided to give him a massive nerdy birthday he will never forget. Forward wind through a pandemic where everything was cancelled, and somehow, despite all his family knowing, Alvin is still unaware of what's going on.
He thinks that he and I and his dad are going to a restaurant, but we're not.
Here we are in Ekeby. It's a very small village in Sweden, and Alvin's house is just a couple of 100 meters in that direction. Let's go and surprise him. Hi! We brought you a birthday present. We maybe might visit the island today.
Yes.
We allowed Alvin to calm down a bit, and after the initial shock, we drove over to a nearby island.
Today is my 18th birthday and we will ride to the island.
And what's on the island?
On the island it's a holiday house.
It's here that Alvin started to learn about Victron and installed his first system.
The property is totally on an island, so we cannot drive here. We have to go by boat, or in the winter, if it's a cold winter, we can walk on the ice. The cottage is about 50 square meters big, and we have a small kitchen with a wooden stove where we can cook or just heat. We have 4 bed places that are for us, and we have an extra bed. There is a living room, living area with a fireplace. It's very nice to sit there in the darkest moments.
Here we have my off-grid system with lead acid batteries and MPPTs and inverter from Victron Energy. I installed it for 2 years ago to supply the house. The lights, the fridge and mobile chargers.
Alvin found the Multiplus in a skip and got it working, but it was missing the top cover. He thought this bit of blue metal was his Victron Energy birthday present.
Nice.
It was at this point that we thought enough was enough. Let's make an excuse to get back to the mainland and make this an 18th birthday to remember.
We actually brought you another present too.
Oh!
I know some of your dreams of the cabin, so we actually brought some stuff for you.
Oh!
So is that a better birthday present than a bit of metal?
It's a very good present.
He was pretty open with sometimes in the future he wanted a 48-volt system. That was kind of a dream for him. So I decided to give him a multi 48 5000, and then his battery capacity the battery would probably break if we connected that one. So then it was pretty obvious to choose a couple of big lithium-ion batteries and everything around that, of course.
I want to be complete with the installation today because the refrigerator goes on the old lead-acid battery bank, and it's go down very fast now.
So the pressure is on for Alvin to completely change his system before the power runs out.
I like Victron because the high flexibility, and we've chat on this on Facebook and on other social medias. We discuss the cost of the system and the quality and schematics and so on. So I like to help people. I see a very big industry for that in the future, and I have a very big interest in that.
As the island is not connected to any mainland services, the system needs to provide power to pump water, refrigerate the food and keep the essential electrical equipment running.
His father and I don't know how to do it. Before we had candles. Today we have lights.
Ja må han leva, ja må han leva, ja må han leva ut i 100 år. Ja visst ska han leva, ja visst ska han leva, ja visst ska han leva ut i 100 år. Fan, får det sån utan lungor.
Happy birthday! Thanks!
But it wasn't long before the pressure was back on. Alvin's dad helped as well. With his professional electrical background, he completed the cable routing. His electrical experience has clearly rubbed off on Alvin.
I think I have it from my dad and my grandfather, because it has a background in the electrical industry.
After a very long day and with a completely different cupboard of blue and orange, the new lithium-powered system has been installed and commissioned. The family can now enjoy the holiday island for longer durations, as they have the energy to keep the food fresh and the island powered.
It has been a very good birthday. This is a very big surprise for me, and I'm very happy for that.
And then the party was all over. The self-proclaimed Victron nerd Alvin has a new system, and we at Victron Energy just know he will continue to learn, expand and experiment with it. Look out for Alvin as he passes on his knowledge and enthusiasm to others online, because after all, that is how we noticed him in the first place.
This day, I think he's gonna remember it forever, I would say. It was a really nice thing to do.
If you want to create your own off-grid power system, take a look at the off-grid page on the Victron Energy website, where there are different examples and further information to maybe make your own powered island in a lake.